Shalom, Yasharallah. This is your brother Dawadah, coming back at you to say truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawashi Ha Mashiach, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that we're well. A citation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump in on this here a couple videos from Dabu 7, going into the times that we're going into, all right? This stuff is getting real out here, right? Real quick, look at this here thumbnail here, all right? We've always been talking about nanotechnology, all right? But nevertheless, let's go ahead and get into this here video. It's actually two of them real quick I want to touch on.
This is Dabu 7. Lots of people out there concerned about what's happening all around us, and rightfully so. But one thing is starting to become clear. In many areas, it seems that the governments and those pushing these vaccines are saying that they're not going to mandate it. So what this does is it falls back onto the companies. All the ones that are connected to the establishment, all your big corporations, your McDonald's, your Walmarts, all your big name brand places. They're going to be telling all employees, no vaccine, no work. This is the choice that many people are going to have to make here in the offing. And if you have not realized right now, the healthcare workers and
real quick, not to interject too much, but hey, this is the choice that everybody's about to have to make right now, all right? If you want to continue on in society, keep getting so-called money to, pay your bills and everything like that, you're going to wind up having to take this, Now, not too long ago, the argument was the mark of the beast? And we're not saying that this here jab is that, but it's leading them to it. But as you can see how everybody, like the scriptures say, no man may buy or sell, save he that have the mark. All right, everybody's going to have to make this here choice. This is the great temptation that's coming upon the whole earth. All right, are you going to put your trust in Egypt or into this Pharaoh, America, these governments, or are you going to put your trust in the Most High? All right.
Many different sectors in which we've talked about, they've been targeted to get this first. We also have other companies jockeying for position here to try to get their place designated as essential.
Now, he's going to kind of go into the Hegelian dialect, but nevertheless, you see how they create these groups and they pit them one towards another, So, all these people, all right, mostly all these people aren't really with all this stuff, right? But nevertheless, if you're a business owner, you have to make the choice. Do I shut down my business and lose the income for my family? Or do I so-called try to become compliant with the government? All right. Same thing that the employees are going to have to make the same choice. Do I sit here and get this here jab and become compliant with my job or these jobs out here are asking for? Or do I quit my job?
Anyone that is listed as essential is going to have a better chance to get this jab faster. So when it comes to essential jobs out there and travel and all this, you better start thinking long and hard about where this is going. There's no secret about what's happening here. Everybody gets it and sees what's going on. Some are just trying to go along with the flow, while others are making their stand. Every country's different. Every state's different. Every city's different on what's going to happen. And within areas where they're enforcing some things that people do not agree with, you do see others with authority standing up, like sheriffs and others, saying that they're not going to go against tyrannical stuff.
Hey, don't let that type of stuff fool you. All right. Now, you may have some so-called sincere people that so-called sincerely standing up about, oh, we're not going to enforce this or whatever, whatnot. But they're just one person. You know how easy they are to be replaced. All right. They do this in the military with high military generals or whatever, whatnot. They don't want to go along with the plan. They got millions of other people to replace them. All right.
So it's a back and forth, left and right. There's a whole series of different vaccines being used out here. If you missed it.
Right, that's it on that there video. Let me get to this other video real quick. Just a couple seconds out of it.
This season, get in the holiday spirit with warm memories and ice-cold bug.
This is Dabu 7. We've talked about the problem, reaction, solution idea before, and the whole concept of the Hegelian dialect of running two sides and doing everything possible to be able to control a populace, a group of people. Well, in this instance, with all the lockdowns, what we've seen here is not just a control mechanism, but we've seen the other side of this whole thing in terms of people not being able to handle it and taking their own lives, depression setting in, people losing their jobs left and right. And you can only kind of suspect that another round of what we saw already isn't going to be good. We've seen the number of suicides skyrocket in connection with all this. And after this carries on for some time, you get to a point to where people start to become desperate. They want to do anything and everything that they can to try to get back that little bit of normalcy, the life that they used.
Boom, there it is. All right. You know, like the scriptures say, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. It's polluted, it shall destroy you. All right. But see, a lot of these people are trying to go back into a sinking ship. All right. You know, they're on the Titanic. The Titanic is sinking. They telling everybody evacuate. But no, you have some of these people like, no, my dinner is this the best dinner I've ever had. Let's get back to the table and eat as the boat is sinking. You know, we want to go. Everybody's in chaos and panicking. No. I'm enjoying my dinner. I want to go back and sit down, man. This is what you're going to have a lot of people going into. You know, you have some of these young folks that are just now growing up, getting out of college or whatever, whatnot, getting their first homes or marrying for the first time, having their first kids, and they want to experience these things. So they're going to do whatever they can do to stay so-called on the track. They want their slice of the American pie, man. And this is going to ultimately come to their demise, man. All right, couple more seconds.
To know. And in doing so, they fall for the trap. They fall for the trap of taking the bait of exactly what the creator of this whole mess wanted. They wanted you to bow down, to succumb, and to do what they wanted, to do everything that they say. And this is how we cannot live. We cannot just bow down into submission because of these things being pressed upon us. But yet this is what we're seeing. And I'm just here to let you know that more and more people around you are probably going to buckle in the days, weeks, months, and years to come because they can't handle the pressure. Because they just want to get back to normalcy. They don't want the stress on them. They just want it lifted. What they're going to find is sometime after they go in, they get that vax or whatever, there's going to be other stresses that come. I hope people are thinking these things out thoroughly.
That's pretty much it right there. But hey, you know, it's right there in a nutshell, man. All right. It's right there clear out for you. All right. You see these things being enacted. We're not telling you these things again, you know, afar off. Like, you know, oh, in 5 years, they're going to be pushing this and that and so on and so forth. You know, you're just going to see one day, you know, and while the world is just normal and everybody's just doing whatever they want to go do, everybody's walking around outside with no mask, no pandemic. And we're telling you these things and people think that we're just nuts. These things are literally happening right here, right now, man. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into the scriptures. All right. And, you know, like with the last video was talking about, well, let's go back to the first video about how they're going to try to mandate these things for these jobs and everything like that, man. And we all know that, you know, this isn't about who has the most money, but we all know that, you know, you need money in this here society to what? To eat and to pay your bills, keep a roof over your head and so on and so forth, you know. But nevertheless, you know, with this here so-called stress and depression, all right, you have to put your trust in the Lord, all right. Let me start there first real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 30, all right, because you have the, you know, he's talking about the Hegelian dialectic. You know, one of the things that they do with that is they create two different groups. Then they pit them towards one another, all right? And then they'll try to come out with a something in the middle. Let's say, I don't know, you have you want the people to select B, right? Now, you give them three choices, A, B, and C, right? Now, B don't sound all that good for them, the people to take or whatever, whatnot. But A is super extreme one way, and C is super extreme the other way. All right, now you let these two groups sit here and fight it out and so on and so forth till they come to an agreement that they're exhausted. Like, you know what? We'll settle on B. We'll settle on B because it's too hard trying to fight for A, and it's too hard trying to fight for C, and we're losing too much with this here fight. We'll just settle on B. And that was what the whole option was beforehand. But instead of them shoving it down your throat and forcing you to take it, they've now put you in a position that you're going to beg for this here scenario. All right, just like the medical situation you got going on right now, man. All right, they came and presented this here medical situation. The pandemic got everybody in fear, and then they started shutting down everything, which started affecting everybody's economics. So you have the two different groups right there already. All right, the people that's fearing this pandemic or whatever, whatnot. Then you have those that don't fear the pandemic. But guess what? You gave them option C, which is, look, we're going to close down everything and we're going to mess up your finances and everything like that, man. Close down your business and your jobs if you want to get a job and you don't. Now, in this here group, you have the people that either A, believe into the pandemic or don't believe in the pandemic, is not that too worried about the pandemic, but now they got their money being screwed with. So what? Option B is, look, we got something that can settle both sides. You don't have to be scared of the pandemic no more because we can give you this here jab, and you can go back to work if you take this here jab, you know? So now you're going to have Group A and Group C merge over to Group B, and that's what they wanted them to have the whole time. But if they told them, hey, look, we would just want to jab y'all all up just because X, Y, and Z, nobody would have took all that, man. All right? So this is how you see these things, but this is ultimately going to drive you to make this here ultimate choice. This Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1 through 3. Woe unto the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. So right now in this time of so-called darkness or chaos and confusion, all right, instead of seeking counsel from the Lord, what should we do? How should we move? What should we be doing right now? The majority of these people here turning on to the news and seeing what the news. Dr. Fauci says this. Mike Pence says that. Donald Trump says this, and so on and so forth. The CDC says this. The World Health Organization say that. All right. But look, hey man, not even a couple months ago. Hell, you could even say last night, the week before that, or whatever, whatnot. You was talking about how corrupt this government was. I write about how corrupt Donald Trump is, or how corrupt Joe Biden is, or how corrupt the criminal justice system is, or whatever, whatnot. How they keep shooting us down and everything like that. How they always lied to us. All right, how the medical situations was always lying and everything. But now all of a sudden you want to put all your trust into them, man. All right, and a lot of these same people are the same people that go to church and so-called believe that they have faith in the Lord or whatever, whatnot. You know, faith is something, it's like a temporary badge for these people. It's something that they wear in an outwardly appearance, but when it's time for them to sit there and actually use it, you know, no, I ain't gonna use, I can't use that car right now. Or like this young Jake in the hood flashing all this here money, but when it's time for him to spend a little bit of money, he can't. That's just his show money, all right? But nevertheless, let me go back to the scripture. Isaiah 30 and 1, woe unto the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, all right? Hey, we're the children of the Most High. Who should we be listening to? All right. You got children. You tell your children, hey, look, I tell you not to do this or you to do that or whatever, whatnot. And then lo and behold, your child say, well, the neighbor down there says that, we can eat after 9 o'clock. We can have cookies for dinner and we can go and we can play with fire. You know, you look at your child like that ain't, you're not his child. I'm your father. You listen to what I say. He got his own kids down the block, man. Don't listen to him. All right. It says, verse 2, that walk to go down to Egypt, they have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. This is what our people is doing. This is one of the greatest sins. I was telling somebody this the other day. It's like, listen, man, kind of late in the game for you coming into this and that. You know the basis of that you're an Israelite, but you don't really know too much of that. But you know what I'm saying? But the one thing you need to go on to as far as right now is this medical situation is going out. You know what I'm saying? You know me and you know the type of shit that I'm into or whatever, whatnot, and so on and so forth, and how devout I am into the things that I'm into. Listen, bro, that jab, don't take that damn jab. That chip, don't take that damn chip, man. This is basically ultimately what you're going to have to, just like all of us in this here truth, man, or not even in the truth, all of us Israelites, right? But just talking about the elect, basically, because they're the ones that's going to wind up making it. The Lord isn't really worried about the shit that you did before you came into this truth, all the pork you didn't eat, all the lineups you didn't had, all them other women's you was sleeping with back in the days or whatever, whatnot, because you ain't really know about none of that shit till you came into the truth. Now, if you came into the truth far enough back and you to learn not to do these things, of course you ain't supposed to be doing these things, man. But now at the last minute or whatever, whatnot, you waking up at the last second, you know what I'm saying? First and foremost, Yahawashi already died for your sins, man. But ultimately, this is the great temptation that's coming upon the whole earth, man. The Lord asks you, the scripture say a righteous man fell 7 times, but he's going to get back up. This is going to be a situation you ain't going to be able to get back up from, man. All right. So look, this is the one thing that you have to have. This is where you're going to ultimately show all your faith at, man. All right. Because see, look, you could have came into the truth 10 years ago, right? And you used to be out in the world, sleeping with other men's women, eating pork and doing all this here wicked stuff or whatever, whatnot. You came into the truth 10 years ago, whatever, whatnot, and you on the right path and doing everything good. Those sins are all forgiven. But at the last minute, you go and you take this here jab, you take this here chip. Bro, you done threw everything the fuck away, man. All right. Granted, you have somebody vice versa, man. They still in the world all the way up until the last minute. Then all of a sudden they in line to go get jabbed up or whatever, whatnot. And then they hear somebody listening to another video or something, some kind of way they hear, don't take this, don't take that. And all of a sudden they hear and they get convicted. Oh, shit, hold on. And they turn away from that, man. That faith right there is showing forth more than everything, man. Oh, no, hell no. I believe on this, so on and so forth, man. All right. First, let me read 2 and 3 again. That walk to go down to Egypt and have not asked in my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. You trying to provide for yourself. You trying to get safety and guidance from the damn devil who's been leading you astray the whole time, man. And trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and your trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. All right. So this is ultimately gonna be your greatest fuck up that you can do. You ain't gonna be able to turn back from this, man. All right. You being led as how do they say it? Led as a sheep to the slaughter. All right. So now let's go back into the main points of this here lesson about these trying times that we're coming into, man. We're gonna have to make these decisions. All right, where your faith is gonna have to, all that faith you've been building up and all these trials and tribulations you've been going through, being tried and refined and everything like that. It's all gonna come. That was all practice. Now this is all game time now, man. All right, you about to lose your job. All right, you're not gonna be able to get work nowhere else. You may not be able to. Hey, I don't know about the apartments or anything like that, but hey, they may even say, because like with the hotels, you can't come stay in the hotels. Hey, we ain't gonna allow you to stay in these apartments because you may affect the rest of the building or so on and so forth. We may be able to get a lawsuit. That's gonna be one of the major things that these companies and corporations are gonna use to so-called protect themselves, man. We don't really care if y'all got this, that, or whatever. Whatnot. All of our employees are jabbed up, but we don't want y'all coming into our store and infect their. We don't want Jim coming into the store and then getting John infected over here, and then John come back and sue the store saying he got infected because he was in your store and you didn't take the proper precautions to make sure he was protected, man. So what? They're gonna double down to make sure that they so-called protect themselves into these things, man. But guess what? Let's read this here. It says 2 Timothy 2:2. 2 Timothy 2 verse 1. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in grace that is in Yahawashi Ha Mashiach, and the things that thou hast heard from me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also. All right. So, hey, man, you were supposed to be building up our faith into these things, man. All right. Look at the things that was written aforetime, written for our learning and our understanding. We have multiple great examples of men that have faith, man. All right. In the times like, bro. Like, for real, we're going to just touch on Daniel in the lion's den, man. All right, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, man. All right, Noah, man. All right, all these different situations, man. Guess what? They all had to go through the belly of the beast, man. All right, we about to go through our so-called darkest hour right now, man. All right, verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahawashi Ha Mashiach. All right, so look, we're going to have to be soldiers in this here situation, man. And look at any of these war movies or whatnot, and everything like that, man. As they watch, I used to watch a lot of these war movies and think about my own carnal self or whatnot in a certain situation. I'm like, man, these niggas out here in date, like that movie Forrest Gump, I think. They walking. I think it was Forrest Gump, where they walking and they like damn near chest high into some water with the rifles over their head. It's raining, boots all soaking wet. My job now. Sometimes my feet get like soaking damn wet at work, and I have to be at work all damn day with soaking wet feet, man. I know how bad that sucker working out in the pouring rain and shit for 8 hours in a day or whatnot, and how bad that sucks, man. You know what I'm saying? But just thinking about being in the military, you got all kind of crazy shit going on. You got dirt and mud and shit all caked up inside your body and shit from wearing the same outfit for days on end. Boots is all soggy, wet. You all freezing cold. It's not like you in the middle of a battlefield. You can just go get a hot shower and a hot change of clothes or some shit like that. Go get you a warm meal. No, man, they got to sit there and go through basically hell, man. All right. But guess what? They have to endure those things, man, and not worry about the conditions of the elements and the things that they're in, but focus on the battle at hand, man. All right. And that's what we have to do. We have to focus on making it to the other end, man. Don't worry about the conditions that's going on around us, man. Just know that we're on a path, man. Just imagine you on a train, right? The train got the tracks that's going from one direction to the other direction. Everything is fine and dandy. You looking out the window, it's all beautiful and nice outside. But then all of a sudden you're going through this long ass, dark ass tunnel where it's super dark and you're starting to lose power on the train. Train's starting to rock and shake and everything's getting all shaky and everything, a little scary in there. But just know, hey, we just going through this temporary thing. Don't worry about what's going on outside the window. If anything, hey, close your eyes. Just know that, you started out on a path and you're going to end off, on the right path at the end all be all. You just got to go through this dark time and this dark area, through this dark tunnel for time being, man. So you have to endure that. Let me read that again. Therefore, endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahawashi Ha Mashiach. Verse 4. For no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who chose him to be a soldier. All right. Let me read the next one as well. And if a man also strive for masteries, yet is not crowned except he strive lawfully. So you have to do this the right way, man. First and foremost, let me deal with verse 5. You're not going to be able to take this here jab and this here chip and still make it on a chariot. You know what I'm saying? What was your darkest hour? You was able to still be a partake in this here society until the chariots come and just no, man. You know, like the scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing, how's it go? In Romans 8, you know, you're the children of the Most High, joint heirs with Yahawashi. If we're going to, let me just grab it if I butcher it up too much. This is Romans 8 and 17. Well, let me start at 16. The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. And if children, then heirs of the Most High, and heirs with Yahawashi Ha Mashiach. Is so that we suffer with him, that we may also be glorified together. So he had to go through his darkest hour. We have to go through our darkest hour, man. All right. It says, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. All right. So, hey, we have to wind up suffering, you know, go through our darkest hour as well, too. All right. Let me go back to, I think I was at verse 4. Verse 4, 2 Timothy 2 and 4. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. So, hey, man, you a soldier in this situation, man. Again, going back to thinking about a war or whatever, whatnot, you know, when you're a soldier out in the battlefield or whatever, whatnot, you may see some things out there in the battlefield that the civilians of whatever nation that you into or whatever, whatnot are doing or whatever, whatnot. You're like, damn, man, I wish I was up in their house right now with the heat on, the air conditioning on, eating a nice meal or whatever, whatnot. Like, no, bro, you in a battlefield right now. These people are in some other situations, man. You know what I'm saying? This here war is determining whether or not these people going to live or not, man. All right. But at the same time, you know, you have certain things in your life or whatever, whatnot. Again, and keep harping on, this is not your rest, for it's polluted, man. Arise ye and depart. All right. Because why? These things of this here life, man, you know, your job, the status of your job, because a lot of people hold on to the status of the title of their job or where they work at as being somebody in this here world, man. Oh, man, I've been working for Apple for the longest time, IBM or any of these big corporations, and you think you so cool. Oh, damn, Dave got this job at so on and so forth. Oh, this nigga's the shit now or whatever, whatnot. Versus, I mean, you don't believe that. Like, oh, this nigga work at McDonald's. You see how people sit there and look down on you if you work at so-called McDonald's versus you work at one of these big Fortune 500 companies or something like that, man. All right, so you have to understand that, look, we at wartime right now, man. This is a full-time battle. You have to let all that shit go, man. All right. And the depression and the mindsets to these things, like in that video Dabu was talking about, depression is setting in. Why is depression setting in, man? Because these people are so entangled into this here world, man. All right. They're so caught up into these things of the world. So, you know, let's just say this here one woman who possibly did all she could do to go work on her career, focus on her career life. And, you know, she put aside having a family and kids or whatever, whatnot, to become this big person in this big corporation, the top of the company. Now she's finally there, whatever, whatnot. Now she has to make this here choice, and she's not really down with taking this here jab or whatever, whatnot. So it's really bothering her in the back of her head. It's like, oh shit, man. You know, I worked my whole life, went to college and trained overseas and spent all this and dedicated my life to getting this here position. I'm finally here in this position, and now I got to take this here jab, and I don't really want to take this jab, and I got to decide whether I want to quit my job, quit my career, my whole life path that I've done, or take this here jab and just live back at home and have everybody laughing and scoffing at me. I'm like, you know, maybe her ex-boyfriend or something, like, oh, I thought you was worried about your career, this is that. Now look at your ass homeless over here, man. If you would have just stayed, you got all these type of pressures, man, and vice versa. Man, you know, oh, I thought you was doing all good or whatever, whatnot in this here society, man. Driving the big cars or whatever, whatnot, big house, big jewelry and all these type of things. Now look at your ass, man. You homeless out here, man. Everybody laughing at you, man. All right, so what? If you're not entangled in this here world and this society, what these other people think about you, man, you know, you would be doing way better off than those people that sitting there looking at you, you know, like at camp. We seen this dude in this Challenger that was wrapped in like the Supreme wrap. Well, it was like a Louis Vuitton / Supreme type shit or whatever, whatnot, man. We was making an example. Like, just imagine if Jake, that person that was driving that car, you know, because he's driving that for the attention and everything. What happens if, let's say, he wrecked that car, got the car repossessed or something like that? Something happened to the car. Now he had to go buy him a $500 beater, you know, driving to some little Toyota Tercel or something like that, man. You know, he got a ride. You think he gonna bend the same blocks with the same type of pride that he was doing before, with the windows down, music all beating, arm all out the window, flexing? Now you think he want to bend the same blocks and holler at the same women driving that Toyota Tercel, man? Hell nah, his pride gonna be hurt, man. All right, because why? He was too entangled in this here world, man. All right. Let me go from there to the book of Ephesians. This is Ephesians 6 and 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put your trust in the Lord, man. The Lord can do miracles, man. All right. Hey, come on, man. The manna he rained out of heaven for us walking up out of Egypt, us getting up out of Egypt, walking through the Red Sea. All right, multiple things, man. All right. Verse 11, put on the whole armor of the Most High that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Strap up, bro. Get ready. We about to go. We going into a war, man. Get your shit together, big homes. Get your guns together. Get your armor together, and get your helmet together. Of course, we're talking spiritually, all right, which we're about to go into, all right. But nevertheless, just like a real soldier about to go to war, and you see these movies, or hey, talk to somebody in the army or something like that. They train them in what they call that, boot camp or whatever, whatnot. This is my rifle. This is my friend, or whatever, whatnot. Hey, that's what they. Hey, get your shit together, big homes. Make sure you strap for this shit, man. All right, because we going out there, and any day, any of these things can change, man. And what I mean by, we'll read it down here, but what I mean by get your guns and get your ammo and your body armor and everything ready, be prepared for these things to happen. And what I mean by being prepared, which it's going to break down through here, is be prepared by, like the scriptures say, wisdom and knowledge to be the stability of that time. Blessed is he that readeth. With all thy getting, get understanding, man. All right, all these things, man. All right, so let me go ahead and read it. It says, verse 11, put on the whole armor of the Most High that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. All right. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against power, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. All right. So, hey, going into these different situations, you're going to have faith, just like the seven brothers, when you read that in the Apocrypha about the seven brothers who basically, was forced to have to basically eat swan's flesh, and basically they was put in a big ass pot, and they was basically deep fried. They heated up the oil and basically put them into the frying pan, man. All right. They cut off their hands and their tongues and so on and so forth, man. All right. So, hey, look, we're not really wrestling after the flesh and the blood. You read that story, you understand, like, yo, man, they in the spiritual realm, man. Their mind is straight on a spiritual realm, man. Hey, man, you can do whatever you want to do to me, whatever, whatnot. The Most High gonna take care of me, man. All right. The Most High is the one who created me. He can recreate me again, man. And when he recreate me again, he gonna make sure that I'll be over top of your ass, man, because we know that we got the next kingdom, and your ass is gonna be a subjection unto us, man. All right. All you doing is putting more heat on the Lord to come back and smash your ass, man. So we not really worried about those type of things, man. We're not really worried about people out here laughing and scoffing at us, calling us bums, man. Hey, we got other Israelites calling us bumalites, man. We got other people calling us all kind of wicked ass names, pedophiles and shit. Like, we're not worried about being called all kind of crazy shit. Look at these niggas in their dresses out here, they costumes, y'all superheroes or something like that. Go get a job, man. Go get it. People already think we ain't got jobs, or we bums, or we broke, or some shit like that. So what really, what's the case? If they actually knew how brothers, most brothers is living, a lot of brothers is living, they'd be like, damn, these niggas living better than us. But when it really comes down to the fact, see, we've already left all these things mentally and spiritually, man. And hey, the Lord, hey, he'll still bless us with nice things, even if we left those type of nice things in the world or whatever, whatnot, because we escaped those things. We left those things. The Lord may wind up giving this back unto us, but we don't have the same hold and grip onto these things as we once used to. You may have so-called cherished nice cars or whatever, whatnot. You start coming into the truth. You wreck that car, and in an instant you wreck that car, you just call Allah Yahawashi Ha Mashiach. I made it up out of there. I'm safe. Fuck that car, whatever, whatnot. And you start driving a little beater for a little while or whatever, whatnot. And then all of a sudden, the Most High bless you with another nice whip or whatever. And then you in a nice whip, like, it's just a vehicle, bro, from point A to point B. I needed a vehicle, and this shit just came out, whatever, whatnot. But from the outside world, you still look like you're doing good or whatever, whatnot. But you're not attached to that like you used to be back in the world. But you have some people that's in this here world right now that's so attached to those things that has that spiritual grip onto them. And they don't even realize, like, bro, I want to keep riding this here Challenger and shit. Like, bro, the whole civilization is fucked up right now, man. Everybody fucked up, and you still trying to stun on niggas, and ain't nobody got no money. Most people just worried about getting some crumbs of bread, bro. You still over here trying to show off your stacks of money to your ear and shit like that, man. Come on, man. All right, you got these rappers talking about Birkin bags and things like this where people can't even afford to pay, put food on their table, man. And you over here stunting like that, man. It's going to come to a point where that ain't even going to be cool no more, man. All right. So continuing on, let me read this again. Verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to withstand the evil day, and having done all to stand. So prepare yourself with this here faith, man. All right. And in these words, in these scriptures, stand therefore having your loins girt about with truth, having the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, whereby you shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. All right. So, hey, man, that faith is going to come in clutch, man, at that moment, man. You're going to be seeing shit with your carnal eyes and be like, bro, I give you the example of Egypt again, man. This should be one of our greatest examples. You got the world's greatest military behind you that's pissed off at you, that's trying to kill your ass. All right. And you got the Red Sea in front of you, man. There's no way out. There's no way out. There's no way out. The only way out is bow down and look up to the Most High and depend on him, man. Have faith. Most High going to take you up out of this. Daniel in the lion's den, man. Them lions was hungry, man. They starved the lions out, man, and threw Daniel up in there, man. And guess what? Daniel sat right there beside their ass. It was nothing Daniel could do once he was thrown in the lion's den. He couldn't stop the lions from being hungry or nothing like that. Have faith, man. He sat right down there beside them damn lions. All right, the three brothers in the fiery furnace, man. Like, fuck y'all niggas. Throw us in there anyway, man. We all good. And they stood right in there with faith. And guess who was in there with them, man? All right, how many of them did we throw into the furnace? We threw 3. Why the fuck do I see 4 of them in there? One of them looked like the Son of Man. Because they had faith, man. Don't worry about what your carnal eyes see. Oh, shit, this oven is 7 times hotter than it's ever been. And when they open the door, the damn ropes that they had tied us up with basically burnt up, man, and killed the people that opened the door. But guess what? There wasn't no smell of smoke on our clothes, bro. We was in the furnace, man. The whole room that we in smelled like smoke and shit like that. But guess what? You ever been to a bonfire or something like that? You know what I'm saying? You sitting around the fire, you got your sweater on or whatever, whatnot. You go home and your sweater smell all like smoke and everything like that. Imagine being in the fire, man. You should smell like some smoke. These brothers ain't smell like smoke, man. They wasn't even singed or even they didn't mention this, but more than likely wasn't even sweating, man. All right. So it says, read that again. Verse 16, above all, taking the shield of faith, whereby ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the sword of the Most High, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all the saints. All right. So, hey, man, prayer and that faith, man, is going to come in handy, super clutch, man. All right. Let me go to Sirach 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. All right. And temptation is going to grow very heavy in these last days, man. You're getting kind of hungry or whatever, whatnot. And you see this here company that pay real good, but they always full on employees or whatever, whatnot. But then a massive amount of employees don't want to take the jab. So now they got all these here openings or whatever, whatnot. And you're like, damn, man, I could just come up in this. I've been always broke my whole life, man. I can finally come up and get this here job. Let me just slide on it. Fuck all that, man. This temptation, man. What is you about to go get a little bag for the last 30 seconds, bro? Come on, man. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. Make no haste in the time of trouble. So, hey, this is going to be a time where it's like, yo, you're going to just be wishing that all this shit would just stop, but you got to constantly endure. It's like you just running from one thing to another thing to another thing to another thing. It's always going to be some shit until the Lord come. All right, like the scriptures say, but he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved, man. So you can't cave to this temptation at any point in time of these things, man. Like right now they had a lot of people out of work for 6-8 months. Some of them still out of work or whatever, whatnot. The first chance of be quote unquote becoming revived again, we're going to see how many people going to jump and take this here jab real quick. No, man, you got to keep enduring. Shit, I've been out of work for 8 months and then lost everything, man. Now I got a choice to bounce back or stay down low or even go lower, man. Have faith, man, and endure. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou may be increased at thy last end, man. So stay close unto the Lord, man. The Lord is going to glorify you, man. The Lord is coming back to save somebody. And what is he saving you from? These conditions that we coming from right now, from our enemies, man. All right. Verse 4. Yeah, verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For, so, hey, these things aren't happening unto you because you get look at it this way. Those are going to thrive in this society are those that's bowing down into this here society. all right, into this Antichrist society, to basically the devil and everything like that, and to Egypt, all right? You want to survive and make it out here? Okay, go ahead and serve Egypt. Serve this in society. Serve Babylon the Great, man. But guess what? Babylon the Great is about to be turned into a lake of fire, man. This place is expired, man. Your ass then fucked up and went and got this here job. See, you got a homie that's got faith and about to start a business or whatever, whatnot, but you can't see his vision. You ain't got no faith. You don't want to start this here business with his ass, but you see this here company over here that pay $45 an hour, and they got the now hiring sign in the window right next door to the liquidation sale going out of business in 90 days. And your ass like, shit, I'm finna come up over here, go get this here job or whatever, whatnot. Fuck what you got going on. I don't know if that business is gonna ever take off, but I know they finna pay me $45 an hour. But you don't realize that company is going out of business. So what are you really doing here? All right. It says, verse 5, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So that's what we're about to start going through right now, where the Lord is about to see who really has that faith in him. All right. Let me grab about 3 more real quick. Or 2 more. Oh, we can read this as well too. Revelation 2:10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. All right, because you may be in a situation where they want to put you into a quarantine camp or something like that. All right, but ultimately, hey, have faith, man. You know, because I did a video one time on the quarantine camps, and it was like, look, you don't want to take this here test. We're going to put you in this quarantine camp for 14 days for you to quarantine. And then after those 14 days, we're going to try to give you the test again. If you don't want to take it, you're going to be quarantined for another 14 days and so on and so forth and so on and so forth, man. All right. They just trying to break your will, man. Ultimately, look at it this way. The devil is trying to see, hey, this is the situation with Job. You know, the devil trying to see if you're going to curse the Most High out and fly, flee unto the devil, man. Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So, hey, you know, when we read this, the Lord said, I'll keep you from the hour of temptation. It's not saying that, oh, He's going to keep you from going through these situations or whatever, whatnot. No, you probably going to be going through these situations, just like we going through the pandemic as well, too. But the Lord is keeping us from falling into these temptations of these certain things, man. Falling into these temptations and folding into these things, man. All right, you may lose your job as well, too. But guess what? You know, the Lord's going to keep you from how I say bending and folding into another job where you have to go take a jab just to so-called eat and whatever, whatnot, man. All right, the Lord is going to be able to see these things, man. Well, you're going to be able to show forth your own faith, man, in these times, man. Let me read this and close out with this. Well, let me read this. 1 Timothy 6:12. Hang on. Yeah. Well, let me start at 12. It's 1 Timothy 6:12. Fight the good fight of faith. All right. Fight the good fight of faith, man. Believing in the Most High, because ultimately this is your only fight, man. You don't have to fight these jabs and all this. Have faith in the Lord, man. The Lord is going to lead you in the right paths in all these situations, man. Oh, man, what am I going to do if I have to lose my job or whatever, whatnot? Hey, don't worry about that, man. Just have it. The Lord going to provide, man. The Lord going to provide. The Lord going to provide. The Lord going to provide, man. And throughout this whole time, the Lord has been showing you, different things that He's going to have you in the back. This is a quick little testimony. When we had the first lockdowns or whatever, whatnot, you know, I still had to work and everything like that and everything, so on and so forth. And then there was that little piece of the flesh that started coming up on me. That was like, man, damn, man, everybody else getting, you know, I wasn't really worried about the pandemic, but I was like, shit, I want some free time off of goddamn work right now. I'm tired of working and shit. Let me get, 14 days off of some shit like that, whatever, whatnot, But I'm over here thinking, in the carnal flesh or whatever, whatnot, but not realizing that the Lord was providing for me the whole time, man. And I was saying something to my boss, trying to be a little slick, like, hey, man, we ain't got time to go to the grocery store. The grocery stores is all empty. We can't get no food for our family, no toilet paper, no nothing like this, trying to just, finesse my way to get some time off of work or whatever, whatnot. But nevertheless, if that's a real argument, you know what I'm saying? But this is how the Most High wanted showing these whole things to me. Look, after it was all said and done, they didn't ever stop me from going to work. So I maintained and kept the paycheck coming in throughout the whole time of work. You know what I'm saying? Started getting a little increase in basically my wages and things like that. All right. Not only that, but all of my customers, or clients, however you want to call them, predominantly they all Edomites, right? All these damn Edomites. So I wasn't able to go to the grocery store, and if I was, everything was all empty anyway. But nevertheless, all my clients at work, all these Edomites and shit, went to the grocery store and bought all this shit, bought all this toilet paper, bought all this food, all this meat and rice and everything. Bro, I was coming home from work every day with a whole truckload of groceries and toilet paper and so on and so forth. To the fact I still got a stack of toilet paper in my garage right the fuck now from like February. All right. So look, the Lord showed me like, look, man, in the time of everybody else losing their jobs and everything like this, look, keep focusing on this here work that I got you doing or whatever, whatnot. Make sure you fed, you got food. You didn't have to go in the store and fight through those lines and nothing like that. You still got toilet paper and whatever. Yeah, you got more toilet paper than the people that was out there fighting for those 1 or 2 rolls, man. So let this be an example that I'm going to have you in these times, man. Just have faith in me, man. No matter what it looked like. Oh, damn, man. You know, I could have been in the mindset like, oh, I'm scared that going out here with my clients, I might get sick or whatever, whatnot. No, man, you don't want to have that type of mindset or whatever, whatnot, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, the Lord got us, whatever, whatnot. We ain't really worried about this shit, man. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. All right, man. It's pretty much go time now, man. All right. So Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahawah Bahashim, Yahawashi Ha Mashiach, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and that we will. And salutation and much love for you. I can push this truth and sincerity over the 4 corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Till next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.